Hello, I hope you're well. This is just another video to go through Presenter and show you around. So the first thing to do is just to log in. The credentials are already given to you. You might already be logged in, but if you need to log in, you just do that quickly. So yeah, once you log in using the church account and password, you'll come to a screen that looks something like this. So as you can see in the middle, you have all these services. So if we're doing Sunday service, it will already have created a Sunday service through planning, and more likely than not, if the worship leader has decided songs and put those songs into planning, it will show up on the service here. If you are making lyrics for example, like a worship night or WAF or FF or something, then you need to add a new service, and then you just choose your date and time and then service type. You can choose, Friday Fellowship or WAF or whatever else. But since we're covering what to do on Sunday, so you just click into the next Sunday service, for example, August the 30th. So I'll just click into this one. And you can see that the worship leader has already added these 4 songs, which we'll come back to in a bit. But firstly, we need to add the pre-roll slides. So if you just click these 3 dots here and create new service item, and then it will come up with a new service item here. So what we want are slides. So we'll click slides here. And in order to choose the pre-roll slides, we'll go to select, and it should be here, title pre-roll. So you just click select, and that is selected. And then background media, we can just leave it. So we'll just click none. And so that's the slides imported. The next thing we have to do is just to auto advance it, so that before service these slides kind of just advance itself and we don't have to touch it. So go to the next slide after 10 seconds. So each slide will last 10 seconds before moving on to the next one, and when complete, we'll just loop the whole slideshow. So we'll go back to the third slide. So once all these settings are in, you can just click save and close on the top right. So that's our pre-roll slides done, and we'll just drag that right up to the top. So these are the slides that we'll play before the service has begun, as people are walking in and finding their seats, and just has some info on our fellowships and other things as well. Okay, moving on to the songs then. It's good to just double check with the worship leader that these are the right songs, and even if there are any lyrics that are ambiguous, to kind of clear that up with the worship leader. But these 4 look good. The only thing that's missing from these songs is the background right now. So in order to fix that, we'll just go to the song itself and click this little pencil icon, and then under background media here, you can see that there's no source. So in order to fix that, we'll just go in here, we'll click media from your library, and then click here again, and then there's a lot of media that you can choose. So usually I just choose a plain non-distracting background, and we just leave all these settings as is, and you just save and close. So now we can see that there is a background, and so this main audience output here is what we see on a projector. So that's fixed. For the rest of the songs, you can either choose their own background, or what I tend to do is, to make things easier, you can just inherit from previous service item. So that will just take whatever's above, the background from whatever's above, and just apply it to the things afterwards. So it means that you only have to set the background once. And then we'll just do this for every song. There we go. Depending on who's service leading or who's preaching, you can also import the service announcement slides or the preacher slides as well into Presenter if you want, which saves you going back and forth from here and PowerPoint. You can just have it all in here. So in order to do that, again, you just go to create new service item, and then you click slides, and then you just import your slides to the library. I think you can drag and drop it, or if you just click here, you can import media, and you can just import whatever slides are relevant for that week. Okay, so if you find that you need to change or add a song into the service, the best thing to do is go to the left hand panel here, and then next to the song there's a pencil icon. So if you click that, then it will go into this screen, and then if you click on the actual song itself, you can search for a song and change the song. So for example, if I wanted to change it to Adoration, then I would just click select, and then it would change, and then just remember to click save and close, and then that song is changed. If you need to create another song, for example, if you're doing 5 songs, then I think the easiest thing to do would be just to right click one, duplicate it, and then you can change this song into whatever song you want. If you find that you can't search for the song, or the song's not there, then you need to add it from song select. So we have our own library of songs that these are the songs that we've done before, but if it's a completely new song, then you just click songs on the top bar here, click add song, and then song select, and then you can search for a song, and as long as it's on the song select database, you'd be able to add it in. So for example, if I want to add in I Speak Jesus, then I would go down here, click add, and then it'll tell me how many lines I want per slide. Normally I go for 4 or 5, depending on which song it is, and then add to service, and then you see it's added here, and then all I need to do is just add a background to it. A couple other things. If you want to edit the actual lyrics of the song, then you can, for example, just find the song that you want to edit, edit song slides, and for example, if I go into the bridge, I don't want to show the repeat, so I'll just take that out, and then you just save and close. So it's as easy as that, really. Or whenever you hover over each individual slide, it comes up with this little pencil icon, so you can just click into that, and that's kind of a shortcut way of just doing it, and just take out or add in what you need, and save and close. Another thing is, if you want to change the template of the actual song, say if you think this is a bit hard to read, then what you can do is press edit service item, template override, and just choose a template that works. So I find that Alex's awesome template, thank you Alex, works well. So you just click that and then click save and close, and then now it appears much more readable. The font is a bit bigger as well. So yeah, thank you. If there's any questions, just pop me a message, but hopefully that should get you started on using Presenter. Cool, thanks.